This video is made for adult collectors because, why is all of the text on my document centered? What is happening? I figured before I put them away and then wait till I shoot this video, I'll leave them out on the table and ask you, which Wave 1 figure is your favorite? Because they're here and I don't feel like cleaning them. Which one's your favorite? Please let me know. I still don't know which one my favorite is. I wasn't gonna grab this, honestly, but I like leader class figures and was intrigued by them doing a toy line specific universe guy, and I skipped the first version, so I bought this. And I know there are people out there who really like this mold, and that's great. I personally just don't vibe with this thing. It's cool, but like, it's one of those it's cool but figures. I find the transformation a bit bleh, and the feel is also just a bit bleh. Like, hence the title. It's not like it's a bad figure by any means. I'm just kind of underwhelmed by it. It probably doesn't help that I also wasn't really enamored with the original figure either. But this does hit the spot in terms of looks. It looks mean and intimidating. And the colors hit the spot. I love the purple and black with the dark gray sprinkled throughout. The silver is also a nice touch. I just wish there was a wee bit more of it. I vibe with the asymmetry of the whole figure, but the shoulders stand out a lot more with the part that looks like it's supposed to be a cockpit, but then wasn't or something. I don't know. I can't remember the original toy's like whole shtick. He is just very flat though. Like, I remember the older toy being bulkier than this. This feels a bit too clean, if that makes any sense. And angling the wings, they thoop. I kind of wish they could naturally sit a bit closer to the body, but they just want to like flick into one specific direction. He is also a bit on the skinny side. I wish the arms were more bulky and like the forearms. I love the head sculpt though. It is pretty epic with an actual expression. Thank you. But I also like the red visor and the purple sort of crown look. The fur, feathers, and the metallic detail should clash, but they don't. It's very nice. Like, it works so well. He does have a lot in terms of weapons. You get the silver gun that can go on his armor in his hand. You can take the feathers off the front of the wings and he can hold them as swords. And then you get the shoulder guns that come off and he can hold them. So you can arm this dude up. In poses though, he looks a wee bit strange, and I think that's the proportions for me. I find it funny that he has the wheels though molded in on the back from the older toy's vehicle thingy, but here they're just static parts. He's a bit awkward to like mess around and pose because not only is he really back heavy with these wings, and he has long heels, but they kind of like, he kind of wibble wobbles on them in certain poses. His hips are strange, his knees are strange, his like shoulders are strange. It's just a lot of strange. Doctor Strange. The head is on a ball joint and a hinge, so you got that hinge that allows him to look down just a little bit. He can't really look up. You get a tiny bit of tilt and rotation, but not full rotation because it bumps into this panel back here. But like, do you really need to exercise him? I don't think so. These shoulders are asymmetric and they do work asymmetrically, so you can rotate both shoulders. They can do a full 360. This shoulder pad, you got this piece that moves out of the way to accommodate the shoulder moving out that far. You can also move it up on this joint as well for transformation, but there is that. I have unpegged the shoulder. This side, this part opens and this shoulder moves out that way. And it also has this joint down here, but this doesn't really stay like the other shoulder unless it bumps the thing out. And I find that this joint wants to move more than this one does. So it does get a little bit weird and it pops this entire assembly out of place. And now I can't get it back in. What the hell? Come on, Razorclaw, work. Work, idiot. I got it. It's back into place. The wings, they can flap on two, like a soft ratchet that goes 1, 2, 1, 2. You can kind of cheat it a bit, but like, it doesn't take that much effort to just flick it out of place. And then you have this part here, and then these move as well. The hip skirt moves forward. It is attached to the upper torso, not the lower torso. And as you can see, the crotch is starting to split because it loves to do that. But this moves up, and then you have your waist joint. It only rotates about that far either way, just because of the whole hinge assembly in the crotch itself. I'm surprised they gave this a waist joint, so I'm completely okay with that. This being attached up here though is a little bit unfortunate. The hips are ratcheted. They can go all the way forward and all the way back, and then they unclip themselves to go out. So he doesn't really have a natural A stance because that's a little too wide for me. And then it just sort of clicks in the middle, and it's really hard to cheat this one. So the crotch is splitting again. So it's a little bit weird. Also, my figure's hips are a little bit loose. So if I put him like this, but he will just do the splits and fall. So that's fun. He does have thigh rotation. The knee can bend this way for transformation, but it can also bend a full 90 degrees. This is cool, this sort of like thing that fills the knee in. Unfortunately, it doesn't continue, so that looks a little bit weird. And then you have ankle tilt. No foot forward and back. You can unpeg this to allow for some foot forward because then this claw comes out of here, but like that doesn't look great. So yeah, he's just he's just awkward and strange is the best way I can describe articulating this thing. So yeah, the robot's all right. I feel there's an equal amount of stuff I like and don't like about it. The transformation though, I generally just don't vibe with. It's like Big Convoy where it's cluttered, but unlike Big Convoy, it's not large chunks. The way the torso works and how everything kind of gets in its own way is a tad annoying. So I don't like doing this part. This part here is a little bit weird in how just everything swings around itself and works. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the wings back just to get them out of the way. Then we're going to open up these panels here and fold up the hands on both sides. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. We did it. Fold in the hand and then just have that out. Open up the top of the tiger head, bring the shoulder out, and then bring that section down here. There's like a little hinge on the inside that detaches the shoulder like this. Leave that there. We're then going to take the paws and bring them up and then unclip them from the back. They peg into this backpack section here. Then we're going to bring the shoulders up on both sides and then bring the chest panels out like that. They're on a double hinge. And then once you have that all done, you bring the legs out, bring the crotch flap up, fold this section down, rotate the head 180 degrees and flip that into place. Then we're going to rotate this 90 degrees so the lion head is now facing this section. You want to bring this panel up and around like that. Then we're going to take the legs and split them. And this is where it kind of just becomes a mess. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take the lion head, bring it down, bring the wing section in. It's going to peg into the torso block that we rotated. Then you want to take these leg pieces here, the back ones, and bring them out like that. Bring this section all the way down while getting these simultaneously flipped up here. Then you want to take this entire assembly, fold it in. Now you have to make sure it pushes all the way in. It'll slightly soft click into place. If you don't do that, these are not going to sit properly. They're still not going to sit properly, but they'll sit a little bit better than they would before. So you bring this section around and these will peg in to the arm and together. And this won't actually join up on mine. It will not stay in place. I don't know why. Bring this section down, plug the hips into the top of the torso there, and then rotate the legs forward. Then you want to bring this section down here. Bring the lion head up and it will peg in. There's a slot right there that'll peg into the chest. And then you bring this entire assembly up and it will peg into the back. Then you bring the lion head up, close that little panel at the back of his head. Then you bring the legs down. Then the feet. You want to take these purple sections and fold them up on both sides like that. And then bring the heels in and then fold up the asymmetric feet on both. Why is this one not moving? There it is. And there you have Razorclaw in his alt mode. I don't like doing that torso trans. It's still not pegging together. It does this all the time. It's really annoying. That's a bit of a fuss to make this weird ass Fusor looking dude. It's okay. It's not an alt mode I think I've ever vibed with, honestly. Head sculpt here is nice though. I like the sculpting and the opening mouth and those green eyes. They're pretty cool. The wings look great with the gradient red to purple and that clear part at the front. It's just built like a weirdo. I do like the flip out cannons on the wings. That's pretty epic. They do click into place. The chest, it really doesn't like tabbing in on mine. Like it pushes itself out of alignment ever so slightly no matter how hard I try. And it just, it's visual to me. It just looks weird. It's not like it's gonna come apart. I just don't like the fact that there's this giant open seam down his torso. Apparently the original deco, the Tigerhawk version of this mold, had hip ratchet issues according to the wiki anyways, and also according to the wiki they fixed it on this one, so that's good. It's just kind of blech to me. I'm glad for those who do enjoy this thing, and someone else is going to enjoy this one because this is probably going to Comic Alley Toys, not sponsored after this, but I wouldn't really recommend it unless you either have a massive attachment to this design or you find it on sale. But that's my look at Age of the Prime's Razorclaw. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.